Yeah, so we are reading 7, 7, 30 and 31. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Guru Shushreya Bhaktya Sarvalabdharpanena Cha Sangena Sadhu Bhaktanam Ishvara Radhanena Cha Shraddhaya Tat Kathayam Cha Kirtanayir Guna Karmanam Tat Padam Ruha Dhyana Tad Lingesha Ardhanadibhi. This is a verse. I'm going to speak on this. Om Ajnanaatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasudeve Gaurvani Prachar Nirvisheshunyavadi Vaishtatishtarine. So this is a verse, basically Prahlad Maharaj is trying to give us the steps of Bhakti Yoga, and he is saying everything begins by Guru Shushrushya Bhaktaya. This Guru Shushrushya is a word often used in Srimad Bhagavatam, and it is Shushrushya means this is the first step in devotional life. Actually, not in devotional life, but in all spiritual practices. Guru Shushrushya is the first step. You have to associate, you have to go to a teacher basically. And that makes sense because if you go to a teacher, and we want to learn from him, this is a skill. Srila Prabhupada said Krishna consciousness is a skill. So Prabhupada always said that. Prabhupada also used this word training for Krishna consciousness. We need to be trained in Krishna consciousness. Now Prabhupada also said chanting, learn the technique of chanting. These words technique, training, skill, these automatically bring a need of a teacher. And that's why Prabhupada brought these words. Prabhupada never said Krishna consciousness is a mystic realization. Krishna consciousness is a deep process. Yeah, he said this, but he might have said somewhere. But he wanted to make every statement succinct and very, very objective, so that people can accept it, and people can accept it as a science, by the way. A logical step-by-step process. Prahlad Maharaj is presenting in the same spirit. And he's saying the first is you render Guru Shushrushya. You first go and take shelter of a Guru. Guru Shushrushya. Simple. Shushrushya means, this word is used, Shushrubhita Takshanat, you see, in the first canto, right in the first few verses. Shushrubhita Takshanat. Shushru means by rendering service. Shushrushya means rendering service. Shru dhatu is to listen, and Shushru means to listen attentively. So, but the idea is, it is not said here that when you listen from Guru. It is said when you serve Guru, because listening has to be done in the spirit of service. If we don't listen in the spirit of service, then there is no point of listening. Then listening to a Guru or listening to a devotee is almost like a transaction of information, that's all. But devotion is not just transaction of information. Devotion is all about exchanging of realizations, not just transaction of information. If that was the case, then you can take association from Google. That would have been much better. You can just surf and take out points and make your notes and keep on going like that. But that doesn't happen like that. True true interaction with Guru and a disciple is transaction of realizations, and that can be had by faith and by service, and that is why the next word is used, bhaktaya. You see, render service with devotion and faith. So by faith and service, you can get the realizations from spiritual master. That's how it goes. So that's the first step. Now, 𝗙cie also carries the meaning of Srila Prabhupada writes here by actually 𝗙cie means so when you repeat the word shru and 𝗙, it means deep. Repeat it, not once. It means depth and repetition. So when you serve Guru repeatedly, and not just once, I want to say you can just take any session and then you can just say goodbye, that's all. I've done that. But no, you have to serve repeatedly, you have to hear repeatedly, and you have to hear with deep faith. So what kind of faith? Faith that the instructions will help me advance in Krishna consciousness. That kind of faith. If that faith is there, then we can advance nicely. Otherwise, it's difficult to advance. Now, by Guru, what we mean is, by Guru, we don't just mean one person. By Guru, we mean the person, our Diksha Guru, definitely, Shiksha Gurus, and the entire parampara. You can, so our predecessor acharyas like Bhakti Siddhanta, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and others, they are there. They are our gurus. And also all Narottam, Srinivas, Vishwanath, they are all gurus. Entire parampara. This is Guru principle, what he is talking about. Guru principle, Guru Tattva, and Guru person. That's how it goes. So this is a whole dimension. So here, I mean to say here, even Prahlad Maharaj, he is acting as a guru to us. He is giving us instructions in Srimad Bhagavatam. And what does parampara do? Parampara repeats those instructions, isn't it? So when we are reading this Bhagavatam, we are associating with many gurus here. The Kunti, Bhishma, when we are reading Kunti Stuti, Bhishma Stuti, Bhishma, or maybe Ambarish when he is giving instructions, Priyavrat Maharaj. Bhagavatam is a whole lot, it's full. So we can associate with them. We can read the instructions with faith that these instructions will be helpful for advancement in our spiritual life, and also we can serve them by so we can serve them personally, directly, first of all, if that's a person, or we can serve them by applying those instructions in our life. That's also service. That is service to Guru. Why it's service to Guru? Because if you apply the instructions of parampara in your life, Guru will be happy. The aim of service is to please that person, isn't it? If you want to serve somebody, and if you serve somebody and that somebody is not pleased, then what's the point of the service? So when you apply those instructions, Guru will be pleased and your job is done. Guru 𝗙cie 𝗶𝗹𝗶 𝗙 sangena sadhu bhaktanam ishvara aradhanena cha. And then the next step is then you follow the instructions and then you associate with devotees. Sangena sadhu bhaktanam ishvara aradhanena cha. You associate with devotees, and then what you do? You associate with devotees, you listen to Guru, and then what do you do? What do you learn from them? You learn Ishvara Aradhanena cha. You learn how to worship God properly. That's what the function of a Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. We have this triangle, isn't it? Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. So what do they teach us? They teach us how to worship the Supreme Lord with right actions, right thoughts, and right speech. Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport. Actually, Srila Prabhupada mentions praner arthe dhiya vacha. That's how we learn how to serve Krishna, by mind, actions, and speech. So Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, they train. We are interacting. We are trying to interact. We are trying to make a contact with God, isn't it? Just like if you want to make contact with some aliens. So we have to be trained how to make a contact. You have to learn what they think, what they do, and then you have to come in touch. Otherwise, how will you do? Or suppose if you want to make a contact with some tribals in Amazon, so you go. So you have to learn what they are doing. How do they behave? How do they understand our actions? What is their thought? So suppose if you go in Amazon jungles and those tribals. So if you want to speak yes, then you have to say like this. If you want to speak no, then you have to say like this. There are some tribals in Amazon. Their whole actions are completely reversed. So if you meet some tribal, and if those tribals ask, so are you our enemies? And you say no, that means yes. So they will just take the bow and arrow and kill you. That's all going to happen. So you have to be trained how to interact with God, and especially with God. Why you have to be trained? I mean, you can always argue God is not tribal people. He can understand our bhava, but that's okay. But you have to be trained to serve God with respect and with no offenses. That's the whole idea there. Krishna can understand our emotions, but if we do offenses against Krishna, then the other associates and the other energies which are associated with Krishna, they will not tolerate it. Just like, for example, Yashodama wanted to bind Krishna with ropes, and her intention was very nice. She didn't want to hurt Krishna. She wanted to protect him from running away here and there in the forest. But she couldn't bind because the energies of Krishna wouldn't allow him to be bound. The energies of Krishna couldn't see Krishna to be bound because Krishna is the Supreme Person. Similarly, if we do offenses in the service of Krishna, Krishna can excuse, but the energies of Krishna will not excuse. And that is why we have to be properly trained, and then it will be difficult for us to approach or make connection with him. So if we do some offense against Krishna, Radharani will not be pleased for sure. If Krishna will not punish us, Radharani will definitely do that. So that's why Sarva Labdha Arpanena Cha Sangena Sadhu Bhaktanam Ishvara Radhirana Cha. So that's Ishvara Radhirana Cha. Shraddhaya Tat Kathayam. And then when we learn, okay, so you might ask, what do we learn in association? So what is the right technique to actually act for God, or to think about Him, to speak about Him offenselessly? What is that? So that's explained. Shraddhaya Tat Kathayam. So when it comes to worship God, Guru, Sadhu, Shastra will actually teach us, Tat Kathayam, will teach us about the name, form, qualities of Lord, so that we develop appreciation for Him, so that we understand who this person is, with whom we are trying to make, with whom we are trying to get in touch, and the more we understand Him, the more we will develop appreciation and respect for Him. This person, this Krishna, he is not a little boy running here and frolicking in Vrindavan. He is a Supreme Lord. He is the owner of this universe. He is the master of Brahma, Shiva, Durga, big demigods. So when we understand this, we develop appreciation, respect and affection for him. And we also understand he loves his devotees. He protects his devotees. So when we understand in total, then our love makes sense. And that is what Rupa Goswami writes, Mahima Gyantu Purvakam Sneha iti Bhakti. If you simply become attached to the Lord without understanding His greatness, then that is simply Jaranam eva, Narad Muni says, Narad Bhakti Sutra. Then it is like a love between a boy and a girl, mundane. But if you serve God and get attached to Him with the foundational knowledge that He is great, He is a Supreme Lord, then that attachment is not mundane, then that is spiritual. That has a value in the eyes of Lord and the eyes of Lord's devotees. 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗶. And Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, they train us how to do proper chanting without offenses. Ishwarardhana, isn't it? Kirtanair Guna Karmanam, how to really appreciate the qualities of Lord, how to actually really how to enter the qualities of Lord. So they explain us, just like in South India, if we go Vishnu Sahasranam, that is the most, I mean to say, every house you can have Vishnu Sahasranam. Even it's not just Vaishnavas. In Karmkandi's house, even in the house of Shaivites, you can hear Vishnu Sahasranam. It's so famous in South India. And what is Vishnu Sahasranam? All the qualities of Vishnu, spoken by Bhishma. So Krishna was standing in front of him, and he was speaking Vishnu Sahasranam. Actually, Krishna was speaking Vishnu Sahasranam to. So Bhishma was lying on the bed of arrows. He gave all the instructions to Yudhishthira Maharaj. After all the instructions, he started speaking Vishnu Sahasranam to Yudhishthira. And as he was speaking, Krishna was standing little away. And as he was speaking, Krishna was coming closer and closer and closer. He wanted to hear his own names. Krishna likes to hear his own names, his own qualities. He's coming closer. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj asked, this Lord whom you are praising, where is he? And then Bhishma says, he is right there in front of you. He is right there in front of us. Vishvam Vishnu Vasatkara bhūr-bhavya-bhavatro. He's right there. So this is what Gunakarmanam, Sadhu Guru Shastras will inform us about the names, the qualities and the pastimes of Lord Krishna. And then so that the more we hear about Krishna, the more we will be actually devoid of all the offenses. That's how we become rid of offenses. You cannot get rid of offenses just by thinking that I'll get rid of offenses. That's all, from today, no offenses. No, that doesn't happen like that. The more we know Him, the more we will place ourselves in a proper position, lower than Krishna, in a humble position. And then only we'll be devoid of offenses. Then only we can chant offenselessly. Tat padam buruha dhyana tad lingeshar ahanadibhi tat padam buruha dhyanat. And Sadhu Guru Shastras will teach us how to serve the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, how to act, that's what I was telling, how to serve Him, dhyanat, and how to think about Him. Tad lingesh iksha arana adibhi, and how to worship His deities. That's what Guru will teach. In fact, worshipping deities, this is a big topic. Pancharatra, entire Pancharatra text is dedicated to worshipping deities. So, and you have to get trained. And there is a whole course, of deity training course, isn't it? Deity worship course. You have to learn that, and not only that, you also have to take Brahman initiation, isn't it, for worshipping deities. So Brahman initiation means that now you are trained to worship Him. Brahman initiation is a certificate. Okay, you have done deity worship course, and now here is a certificate. Now in previous times they didn't used to give a printed certificate. Brahman thread. Okay, now this person is trained. So anybody who has Brahman thread, you can know, okay, fine, this person is trained to worship deities and to do yagyas. So we can approach him. That was the idea. So this is how this whole process is of devotional service. This all process. Srila Prabhupada actually, in the entire purport, Srila Prabhupada dedicates the purport to Guru Shushrushya Bhakti. In entire process, the most important is Guru Shushrushya. Because Sadhu is there, Shastra is there, and Guru is there, isn't it? All the three. Now some people like to say Shastra is the most important, and that's true. Shastra is the center of all, Srila Prabhupada says. If Guru is not following Shastra, then he has to be rejected, isn't it? A Guru is Guru because he is following Shastras. Guru is Guru because he is transmitting Shastra as it is to the disciple. So Shastra is a center. But the whole point is, in this age, who knows Shastra? Who has read Shastras? And even if you read Shastras, it's so big and so vast, you can get confused. So that is why Guru Shushrushya, Guru is the center now. But of course, I mean to say, you have to choose a right Guru. For that you need Shastras again. You need Shastras, you need to see Shastras, who is a bona fide Guru, who is not a bona fide Guru. And then you can choose them. But practically, if you see, practically it all comes to Guru, because only through Guru then we will be able to understand scriptures. We can understand scriptures theoretically and also practically. Theoretically you can read books, but you will not be able to apply it. So Guru will teach us scriptures, theory and application. Because without application, what's the use of any scripture? It's a mere book. So that is why everything begins with Guru. Now I will remind you, here Guru means Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru. And actually Guru means, so in a very broader sense, anybody who teaches us how to serve God, Ishvara Radhanana, isn't it? Anybody who teaches us how to serve God with proper spirit, with proper attitude, offenselessly, that is a right Guru. That's all. As simple as that. That is a true Guru. And that's what we should be actually. So that's what Srila Prabhupada said. Right in the morning when you get up, sing Samsara Dava. In Gaudiya Math they don't sing this. They sing something else. They sing Gaur Ka Dathar Arti. Prabhupada changed the system. Prabhupada introduced this Samsara Dava. Prabhupada wanted us to remind ourselves again and again that Guru Parampara, Guru principle is a center of our life. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasada, isn't it? He wanted to remind us. Because ultimately you see, we are getting inspired by seeing our acharyas. Ultimately we are holding to Krishna consciousness by the mercy of acharyas, by seeing their life, by seeing their dedication. Otherwise, it's very difficult to hold on to Krishna consciousness, because just by logic you can be defeated. So there are so many atheists also. I mean, atheist can say, who has seen God? So you might say, acharyas have seen God. But then the acharya's vision of God is very subjective. We don't believe that. There can be arguments and arguments and arguments. Logic cannot really, through logic you cannot come to true knowledge. Just by logic. So the main, why we are holding on to Krishna consciousness, by parampara, by Guru, by seeing so many acharyas who have dedicated their life in Krishna consciousness and who are absolutely pure in their life, and who worked for Krishna. So there has to be God, isn't it? Otherwise, whole parampara, they are all insane people or what? They are mad. And their realizations are matching with scriptures. And their realizations are matching with other sadhus. So that's how this whole system is there, and that's how we get conviction that yes, we have to follow Krishna consciousness. So that is why Guru is very important. Guru principle is important, and that's why scriptures themselves, they glorify Guru principle again and again and again and again, again and again. Without Guru, you cannot cross this material world, material ocean. Now, one point I want to add here is, Guru doesn't mean that that you simply take initiation and you take a stamp and have a Guru and then you lead your life and then things will happen. That is not going to happen like that. Guru Shushrushraya. You have to listen. Shushrushu means also listen. You have to listen to their teachings, and you have to listen not to the teaching of that one person, Diksha Guru. You have to listen to the teachings of Guru principle, Diksha Guru, and the entire parampara, and then harmonize that in your mind, and then practice that, and that will lead you to actually perfection in Krishna consciousness. Simply taking initiation and stamping yourself, I am disciple of this, I am disciple of this Guru, and then you keep on going. That doesn't help. That has not helped anybody, by the way. That is why it is not said Guru Diksha. Bhagavatam doesn't say that, Guru Diksha. By the way, Bhagavatam mostly professes Shiksha Parampara, isn't it? We all say that, but I mean to say that doesn't discount Diksha. But the idea is, even Diksha, the foundation of Diksha is Shiksha. That's the idea of Srimad Bhagavatam. Foundation of Diksha is also Shiksha. That's the whole point there. So you can have Krishna as your Guru directly. You can have that. But if you don't follow his instructions and if you don't apply it in your life, then that's absolutely of no use. Then it's complete waste. So that's how this whole verse is there. Hare Krishna, 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗶. Any questions anybody want to ask?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for such a wonderful class, Prabhuji, and how important it is for us to maintain and do the services, not only taking initiation, but keeping up to it is need all your blessings, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. There are some, Prabhuji, how much time do you have for questions?
Yeah, please proceed.
Okay. So, I just, by mistake, I lowered one's hand. Whoever, yeah. Hare Krishna, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for your wonderful class. I would like to ask one question that how is it possible for us to remove our mind from eating, sleeping, mating and defending, as they have become our condition and bad habits? Is it possible for us to remove our mind from all of that and just put our mind in Lord's beautiful pastimes, forms, names? How can we do that?
It is possible. That
some
is
practical tips.
No, I mean there's no tip required. The idea is, if you chant offenselessly with proper attitude, that's what is the promise of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is possible, not by our own endeavor, by the power of holy name, but we have to apply to the process of chanting. That much we have to do with a proper attitude and proper spirit. Then it will happen, but of course it will not happen overnight. It will happen slowly and steadily, and you have to maintain that. If you break that application process, then we'll come back to zero again. We can come back to zero, and that's why people fall down, isn't it? So keep on going, but refine your process, refine your chanting. That's what is required. Fine-tune your chanting, and then you will see the results. That's a promise. That's what the entire parampara is promising. Param vijate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. That is the promise. So like if you launch a medicine and the company is promising, yes, this medicine will treat cancer, it's the best medicine, and you take the medicine and you're not getting cured, So then the problem is with you, then we are not taking medicine properly. And of course it takes time. They will say it will take at least 3 months, you just keep on taking it. So, but there's a promise of this company. Mahaprabhu is promising, and we can continue that, that's all.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. This answer was really satisfying, and I will agree that from some days I was not following the process very nicely and I just missed it. But your answer is really satisfying. Thank you so much, Prabhuji,
Hare
for motivating.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the wonderful example too, Prabhuji. Shivakumar, please go ahead with your question.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, one question on the faith, Prabhu. Any material process that we take up, generally our conviction in the process comes up when there is favorable experience in terms of body and mind. But I see in my personal experience, Prabhu, in bhakti process, sometimes looks like the unfavorable situations that gives us some beating in terms of body and mind. So at that time the faith seems to be shaking. So how do we maintain faith, Prabhu, given that the process, the distress that we go through is part of the process, and still we should not be disturbed in terms of...
Well, I think we need a very good association in that situation. If we have good friends and good association, then it's easy to continue. If we don't have friends and good association, then it becomes very, very difficult. Alone struggling with something, it's always difficult in anything. So, I mean to say, people are so we have a big history of martyrs in Christianity, and so like in Japan, these Christians were killed, so they were stacked together and burned alive. But they didn't lose the courage because they were together. They inspired themselves. So even up to the point of death, they didn't lose the faith. And they were like normal people who converted to Christians in Japan, Japanese people. And Japanese authorities were surprised how this can happen. It's a power of association. So we need to have good friends, good association, and then it's possible. That's all.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful answer, Prabhuji. Yeah. Next, Chauhan Mataji or Prabhuji, please go ahead with your question.
We can't hear you, 𝗙liche. We can't hear you, your voice is less.
Your voice is very low, Prabhuji.
It's not right. We can't hear him. We can't hear him. His mic is not working properly. So until he fixes his mic, you can. Huh?
Now it might be.
Yeah. Speak. Yeah.
Yes. Actually, I wanted to ask question regarding initiation and deity worship, as you said. I have heard from many people that for worshipping 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹, like if you even touch 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹 without initiation, it's like hurting the Lord. They've even quote scriptures. But at the same time, I am from Gujarat. So at the same time, I see the followers of 𝗙će𝗶𝗹. Their whole system is based on how fast they like the Brahma Sambandh initiation is not any mantra initiation. Brahma Sambandh, like they just chant that I am surrendered to Krishna with my family and all. So, like, do we need a serious, as you said, a stamped initiation for worshipping deities, or if we are following the parampara and we are worshipping so?
Well, you have to get trained, not just follow parampara, not stamp initiation. Just get trained. How to. Initiation in deity worship means training. That's all. So it's not. So even Vallabh Sampradaya, they don't just. They have bhav sadhana, but they don't just do anything with deities. No. So they don't just go and kiss the deities. Oh my Krishna, you are so nice, Bake Bihari, and they don't just embrace him. It doesn't happen. They also have a very strict standard of deity worship, by the way, Vallabh Sampradaya. In fact, their whole system is based on deity worship. What their system is, they follow exact. In fact, they're very strict in worshipping deity worship. They use well water for worshipping deities. They even don't use tap water. That much how standard of purity is there. But what Vallabh's idea was, this whole process of deity worship is there. But behind the process, there are emotions, which you should understand. So just like if you're offering chamar, if you're offering food on a plate with katoris, there is a whole paradigm of emotions. What does plate signify? What is emotion behind the plate? What is emotion behind the katoris? What is emotion behind a silver bowl, a copper bowl, a brass bowl? What is emotion behind the bell we are ringing and the flute which Krishna is holding? So all these. So that is why it is called bhav sadhana. But bhav sadhana doesn't mean that there is no process. So that process you have to be trained in that. So if you want to have training in that, you have to accept a teacher, and you have to tell the teacher, okay, I'll learn sincerely. Teacher will say, okay, I'll teach you sincerely, and that is initiation. That's all. So that's the whole point there.
So if let's suppose if I have learned, like I have learned it through a course, deity worship, but not formally initiated. So is it okay to continue worship?
Yeah, I mean to say you have to ask somebody after doing the course, that person you have done the course, then you have to ask them, can I do deity worship? If they feel you are qualified and you have learned nicely, then you can do deity worship. But I mean to say, if you have taken a course from a Vallabh Sampradaya person, and if they say yes, then you can do. But if you've taken a course from ISKCON or from Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, and then if you ask them, then they will say there's a formal initiation process also you have to go through and then do. So different parampara have different outlooks and rules and regulations. So
that course is available like on your YouTube channel.
Well, then if you have learned that deity worship, then you have to, if you have learned from our channel and we belong to Gaudiya Sampradaya, then you have to respect the process what Gaudiya Sampradaya is offering also. Then you have to get initiated, and then Brahman initiation, and then we can continue. Otherwise it's not easy. But if you want to do in the meantime, then you can put pictures and do, and then you can with all rules and regulations you can do with pictures till then. But deities if you want, then Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, the system is you have to get initiated first, second, and then we actually do it. So we have to respect the system of that. So I mean to say, if you go to Japan and if you learn Kung Fu, Zen is a technique of martial arts. If you learn from them, and then if you go to Shaolin Temple, they also teach you some kind of Kung Fu. But Shaolin Temple has their own rituals which you have to follow. You can't just learn from them and follow rituals of Zen people, isn't it? You have to respect their rituals. Zen people have different rituals. They both will teach you martial arts with different techniques, but they have their rituals and you have to follow them. That's how it happens here.
And one small question to I don't know like how proper this question is, but as you said that Guru means now you take teachings and you understand God or Guru Tattva. So if I am listening from you from so much time and I am getting like practical, you give practical experiences, you share your experiences, and your lectures are helpful to me, then can I call you as Guru?
Yeah, I mean anybody who is teaching you, that's a Guru. Simple. I mean you can also call sun as your Guru, if you wind as your Guru, earth as your Guru, if you are learning from them. But at the same time you have to take initiation from some bona fide authorized Guru in a Sampradaya. That's all. Finished. Till that time you keep on following, no problem.
Until I get initiated, I just follow.
You have to get initiated, but keep on following, but keep in mind that get initiated and get connected. That's the idea. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you Permission. Yeah, Masumi Mataji, please go ahead with your question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji from the Thailand. Prabhuji, I have a question that I'm able to see the quality and Krishna qualities in just like Krishna explained that to receive everything friends. And another question is that I don't have any happiness to with it. And I even can't able to join a devotee association. So it's very difficult for me to be encouraged always and be in the path. So how to do this?
No, what was the first question?
The first question is, I can't able to see the qualities of Krishna and the Vaishnavas and see because of dvesa or something, I can't able to see those qualities or see.
Well, no dvesh. Like, just forget it. That dvesh and all these things, it doesn't stop praising qualities of God and Vaishnavas. The idea is, if we again and again read the qualities of Krishna, automatically dvesh will and we will go. That's a process. That means so it is not the other way around, that first we will leave enviousness and then we will praise God. You start praising Him, start learning His qualities, and by that process we will start liking Him and our enviousness will go. Start praising Vaishnavas and good Vaishnava. I mean to say, there are all kind of Vaishnavas, and so start praising good Vaishnavas and your enviousness will go slowly and slowly. So that's how it goes. And if you want strength to enter the qualities of God and devotees, you need to chant properly. Chanting will give us a proper strength, proper vision to see God and Vaishnavas in proper attitude. Regarding association, if you don't have association, then what you can do is, then you can take association from YouTube and books. That's what you have to do. Otherwise, what you can do? Yeah.
I do association with YouTube and all your lectures you share.
Okay.
And, all the Mataji's will help me out from the Keshav and all. So how to? But it's difficult for me to enthusiasm all the way.
That's difficult for everybody. That's difficult for everybody. Yeah, it will sometimes go down, go up. You have to just keep on going. That's all. Just don't lose courage. This is natural. It will go down and go up. Don't think it will always be the same. That's a utopian thought. It's just like waves of a sea. Waves will go up, go down, go up, go down, isn't it? That's very natural. It's not flat. So in this world, things go up, go down. In fact, when our devotion goes down, then Krishna is testing us how much strong we are. And if we are strong, then He will give us taste and it will go up. That is the reward of our strength when we are down. The taste in devotion, and then the devotion will go up. And then again our enthusiasm will come down. And Krishna wants to see that how much strength he has, innate strength, and how much he is doing devotion by the power of my taste. So he will take his taste back. Your enthusiasm will go down, but then you have to maintain that strength with association, and then he will become pleased, and then he will give double taste, and then higher waves. Then go down, then you give strength, then triple mercy, and then triple waves, and it will go up. That's how it goes. It will keep on going like that. So you have to understand that.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, Sunanda Singh Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your wonderful lectures. Prabhuji, my question is that why we feel so lazy while chanting? Means sometimes we feel enthusiastic, and after 1-2 rounds, when we think that we have to chant attentively, then mind revolts and becomes automatically very lazy. I don't know how. Anyway, please.
Well, don't worry about that. Just keep on chanting and pray to holy names. that they will descend upon you. It's not, you see that verse is there, 𝗙𝗹𝗶𝗹 vinuktam tatparattvena nirmalam. What's that? Oh, sorry, I just got it wrong. 𝗙𝗹𝗶𝗹𝗶 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶 So holy name 𝗙𝗹𝗹, holy name descends upon you. You don't ascend to the holy name. That doesn't happen like that. And that will happen when you have to pray to holy name and have to leave your false ego that I will enter the mysteries of holy name. That will never happen. We have to cling to that process, apply the process with absolutely no ego. Krishna, I am trying to chant your names. I don't have power to enter your names. I don't have even 𝗙ṛdaivam idrisham na anuraga. I am so unfortunate that I can't even enter or perceive that your holy name is you yourself. With this spirit, when we go, then holy name will manifest itself on your tongue. 𝗙𝗹𝗶𝗹𝗶. You see? So that's going to happen like that. Sometimes holy name will recede from you, will go back from you. See, holy name is playing a hide and seek with you. You have to remember that. Because sometimes it will manifest, sometimes it will hide, to actually help you to grow and mature in devotional service. That's how he works. That's how Krishna works like that. Krishna was in Ras Leela and then he disappeared, isn't it? Hide and seek with gopis. Why is doing that? Prabhupada and Vishwanath Thakur explains, to increase their love for him. So in our case, to increase our nishtha for chanting. So it's natural. Don't think it is unnatural. This is how higher realm works. That is their strategy. So we have to understand their strategy and keep on going. That's all.
Okay. Thank you so much for the very helpful instruction.
Okay.
Please go ahead with your
Okay, last question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, you said one in your lecture that in our Krishna consciousness, we have to worry to serve Krishna.
Anxiety for Krishna, not
Yeah. Anxiety. And two things you said in the lecture, we have to anxiety to serve Krishna, and we think we look at that Indriya Nigraha. Indriya Nigraha.
Okay.
These two things increase. Then, but how I am a housewife, and how can I?
No, don't. Well, just see, the point is, anxiety is on your level. What's your anxiety? That you have to think. Child anxiety is different, housewife is different, Prabhupada is different. You can't be anxious that you will start a movement in the entire world. That's out of question. So at your level, what's anxiety? At your level, anxiety to serve Krishna is that you have to do your rounds. If you have temple, do nice worship, offer proper bhoga to him, give proper offered food to your family, and spend your time in reading, take out time for reading some scriptures. That's all. Krishna doesn't expect same level of anxiety for everybody. Everybody's situation is different, everybody's anxiety is different. But it should be genuine and according to your level. That's all. Finish.
And Prabhuji, everyone's level is different. You said we have fixed time, Aarti, and fixed time to everyone in household life. But up and down, it goes up and down.
That's what I was telling. Let it go up and down. Don't worry. Just correct it. Keep on correcting it. Bas. We have to spend time. We have to keep on. We have to keep on doing course correction. That's all.
And waking up is also different. Sometimes 4 a.m., sometimes 5 a.m.
No, you just just no problem. Just keep on correcting yourself, that's all. Just keep on trying, बस यही है Krishna consciousness. Keep on trying till the end of your life. Krishna will see how much you try. Krishna will not see your perfection, by the way. He will see how much you are putting efforts and you are trying.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, do you still have some more time?
Well, I think last.
I just have
last question. Last question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah.
Please accept my obeisance, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Aditi Devidasi in Edmonton. We are still dealing with the loss of our Guru Maharaj.
I can see the picture.
The whole world, the whole Vishwa Guru has gone, and we are really very saddened. And the problem is, Prabhuji, I was just listening to you about the Guru. My whole focus has totally changed. I do even altar service in the temple. I'm a Brahminical initiated devotee. But my focus has been now only on Guru Maharaj. The other day I'm doing altar service. बार-बार मेरी हाथ जो है, it goes on to Guru Maharaj. Exit aparadha. I don't know how to control, because my whole focus is on Guru Maharaj. I am not able to focus on my Krishna Radharani.
Well, no, you don't have to. See, the point is, when Guru leaves, then this will happen, and it should. I mean, we are all attached to our gurus and we have dedicated our lives, so attachment is natural. But you know what, when Srila Prabhupada left, then many disciples couldn't even come to Vrindavan or the Samadhi. Many disciples even didn't know that Prabhupada has left, because at that time there was no internet, no telegram messages. So after 4 days, people came to know around the world that Prabhupada left. And then of course devotees were shattered. But what they were doing is, but then the devotees, but still movement grew, and people were there in the movement. And how they were there and how they were serving. They were serving in separation from their Guru. That's what they were doing. So what we have to understand is, we have to understand that, see, one day Guru will go. Everybody's Guru will go. Our Guru, everybody is going to go. Srila Prabhupada said for his Guru, Prabhupada said, even my Guru died and he left. He had to leave this material world. So we should not be excessively attached so that we forget service of Krishna and it interferes in the service of Krishna. That's not a good thing. These things happen, get over it, and the whole point is Guru never dies. That's the whole point. A true disciple understands this. Guru will never die. They just disappear, isn't it? That's why we do disappearance day. You don't say they don't die. Srila Prabhupada says a Vaishnava always lives in instructions. So you follow instructions, perfect your life. If you perfect your life, that will be the best service to Guru. That's what you have to think in your mind. And the perfection of life is to focus on Krishna. That's what we have to be doing now. More than before. When Guru was alive, okay, fine, we were doing something. Now Guru has gone. And now you want to offer something to him, isn't it? He is not there. You want to offer. So what do you want to offer? You want to offer your perfection in Krishna consciousness to him. So you have to, if you focus on Krishna, that is focus on Guru. Now. So that philosophically you have to harmonize your mind like that. Otherwise it's a distraction from Krishna consciousness. Your emotions are leading away you from Krishna. And you should not allow your mind to deceive yourself like that. Whole life we are learning Bhagavatam and we are doing all these things. This is a time to apply intelligently philosophy and focus your mind and go ahead, that's all. m𝗲𝗶𝗶𝗶, when he was leaving this planet, his disciples were weeping. So m𝗲𝗶𝗶𝗶 instructed to them, don't be overly attached to me. Don't do that. Be attached to Krishna. That will be the real attachment to me. Don't be like ordinary devotees, ordinary humans. Understand. Go ahead, become advanced devotee. Even you see, Bhakti-Siddhanta Thakur left. So what did Prabhupada do? Well, you read Leela, what he was doing. He was little disturbed. Bhakti-Siddhanta Thakur left and he put a picture and he prayed. But then he thought that now my Guru has left, now his mission I have to carry. He was not weeping, he would have wept for some time, naturally. But he didn't allow himself to get distracted. Now he thought that responsibility has come to me. So that's what you should be thinking and go ahead, that's all. Just pass over it. It doesn't help you, doesn't help Krishna, doesn't help anybody.
It's kind of a attachment which we need to separate.
Yeah, it's kind of you're working on mind platform, it's not soul platform, isn't it? I mean to say, yeah, I'm not saying this attachment is wrong. It is good to be attached to Guru, but there are higher understanding, higher sentiments which will help us to advance in devotion rather than blocking ourselves and sinking into this. That's not a good idea.
Thank you. Yeah, because I keep we send report card to Guru Maharaj. Now we don't know whom to send the report card.
No, report card you were sending to Guru, that was okay. But you were sending to, now you have to send, now you don't have to send report card, now you have to send it to Krishna. Now you have to
That's what I'm doing.
imbibe that.
Everything to Krishna now.
Yeah, that's all you have to do, that's all. By the way, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, in his last will, he instructed all his disciples to take shelter of some senior devotees, isn't it?
Yes,
So,
I'm reading that.
So you get connected to some senior Mataji or some senior devotee, and that's what you can do if you have some good friends, some senior people there, that you can do. That's all.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Pray for everyone.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. That was wonderful class. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
And for your association.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you for such a wonderful answer, Prabhuji. Everyone. Prabhuji, there's one more question from Jyoti Mataji chat.
I actually, you know what? I have another thing to do, meeting, so I really don't have time now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji. Maybe in next class.
Yeah, next class. Yeah. Okay. I'll just send.
Let's pay our obeisances to Prabhuji.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha Tanam pavnebhyo Vaishnavescha